Yes, indeed. Free jam. Like, it's not jam yet, but it will be jam. It will become jam. You just need to, you know, kind of crush it first. Like, you crush jam, don't you? I think you do something like you crush jam, right? That's totally a thing, right? I think it is. Anyway. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream, folks. Hopefully we're doing fantastically well today. I think you boil and squish them. Yeah, you boil and squish them with sugar as a primary thing. Good to see you, Wendy. Good to see you, TV. Hopefully we're doing well today. Yeah, so I'm slightly addicted to the idea of doing a game jam. I mean, okay, full disclosure. Part of me is terrified that this isn't gonna go as well as the next one, because I'm planning on being almost definitely far more ambitious than the last one was. Like, we're doing the same rules as this one, so it's gonna be 2 weeks long, no AI, all has to be produced in the space of 2 weeks, but it's gonna be bigger. Well, I say bigger. There's going to be less script, which I think is going to be important. There's going to be more of a focus on mechanics, which is going to be very interesting. Much more of a focus on game mechanics than the previous one, which was much more focused on narrative. Or rather, it ended up being so. Not that there weren't some interesting mechanics going on, just they were kind of difficult to kind of see and do things with. So yeah, we need some more of that. We need some more of that, and it's also going to be online. There's going to be online going on as well, which is going to be a very big difference. I'm planning on doing all the server side stuff for that as well, because that's going to be so much fun. I genuinely can't wait to do that. But yeah, so we need to do a little bit of prep ahead of time. We need to figure out, there's 2 things that I want to figure out before we actually get started on it. This is as much as anything a feasibility test. This isn't a, ooh, I'm doing a beta build, or ooh, I'm testing some game design kind of thing. No. This is me just simply making sure before I go in that I understand what tools I have available. Because if I go into this kind of similar to how, yeah, remember during the first game jam where we went in and we were like really heavy leaning on mechanics very early, but I ended up like doing a bunch of programming that I had to go, oh, this isn't gonna work. Like we were trying to work with Game Maker, not Game Maker, sorry, with Pygame rather than RenPy. And then we realized, oh wait, this okay, it's not that it can't work, just that it's going to be so much more difficult to implement what I have in mind in the limited amount of time that I have. This time, we're just biting the bullet. I'm accepting that we're going to be using RenPy, and I know that RenPy can do some of the stuff that I want to do. The question is, how easy is it to actually get it to do the stuff I want to do? So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing a little bit of basic testing, some stuff with what RenPy is able to do. We are going to test 2 things. We are going to test number 1, that we can actually get it to work with a basic API, which I am going to be using for the online aspect, because I want it to be running and connecting to a central server, which is going to have all the information on that. So RenPy needs to be able to send requests. If it can't send requests, then we can't get a multiplayer game. And I know that it can, I've just never done it before. So we're going to figure out what we need to do to get it to do that. And then also very important, we are going to figure out what is necessary to actually show a table of information. If we can show a table of information, and maybe a button or 2, a button or 2 on screen as well would be very helpful as well. So that's what I'm thinking. We end up doing. This is going to be jam to testing. project. We'll just go with default stuff. Just creating a new RenPy project, literally just for the sake of testing. It's important that we test. A little bit of testing ahead of time is very worth the effort. And granted, it'll be like 2 hours testing. It's not going to be much testing. But it'll get us moving in the right direction. So it will. Can we just make a new workspace? Is there a way to do that? Can I close this workspace? Is that a thing I can do? Hope so. I think it is. How do I change it? Isn't file? New window. Right, okay, we'll move over to the new window momentarily, just as soon as I can actually find out how to bring things over. Open folder, lovely, okay. So it's in desktop, game stuff if memory serves. Wait, actually, what's the install directory here? Yeah, for some reason it's still in 744. It's kind of weird. Whatever. Oh, that is not what I wanted at all. That is not at all what I wanted to do. Hold on. Very glad no one can see all this, by the way. File. Open folder. Paste. Enter. Lovely. Right. Does this work? This works. Lovely. Okay, good. Good. I'm such a professional. Yes, I trust the offers. This is fine. Right. Okay. No, I don't want any AI agent to help me do this. That is antithetical to what I'm trying to do. Believe it or not. Rather antithetical. I think I need to be a little bit more explicit with the fact that I don't want to be... There we go. A bit more explicit with the fact that I don't want to be using AI in these. That is not anything that I want to do. Right. So, we got this. There's some fun stuff that I can do. We're going to start with a very quick thing. Very quick and simple. So, I need to have another window open, annoyingly. That's fine. Also, thank you for the hydrate, Wendy. I have both water and I have some of my favorite pineapple and grapefruit fizzy juice, which is bloody delicious, actually. Right, I need information. Get hydrated, nerd. Exactly. I don't drink enough water lately. I really don't. Need to correct this. So yeah, getting bullied into doing it is very helpful. Right, RenPy, HTTP request. HTTPS/HTTP fetch, lovely. Let's see. So that's... Supports get, post, and put requests. Supports posting or putting data or JSON into the server. Can get the result as bytes, a string, or a JSON object. Okay, that's good. We're going to be using Twitch Tracker just as a test. Just because it is the thing that's got a very simple API that I am immediately very familiar with. Or rather, I say very familiar with. It's something that I recognize. So yeah, you just have to send a request, summary, and then channel name, which is super idea to do. Cool beans. So, we need to do a Python block. And at some point we need to be able to run this. So request is going to be this. Let's comment that out. Channel name is going to be Melanie Bell channel, which I'm pretty sure is the name of my channel, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Such a pro. Excellent. So then it's just a question of how do we actually send this. So it's renpy dot fetch all that. Okay, that's kind of handy. Oh yeah, we need a function definition. So define API test, such as it is. And I can just hear TV dying a little bit, like somewhere off in the distance. I can just hear TV screaming, Melanie, why are you doing this? What are you making renpy do? It's not meant to do this. Except for the fact that it's, you know, it's in the documentation. It's in the documentation. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Dear. Okay, so, we just run, we can do result is going to be, also, why is your variable non-descriptive? My variable non-descriptive. What do you mean? What variable where? Which one? What is it? What description is it lacking? E? This was not put in place by me. This is actually part of the default code that is included in renpy. E is short for the character Eileen. It's like how in the game that I was playing, there was a character called GC and there was a character called MC. Nothing to do with me. Take it up with PyTom. I am completely innocent of this crime. So renpy dot fetch, like, it's meant to make sense for someone who's never done any programming before. They go, oh, this is like the most basic of algebra. That makes sense. So then it's renpy dot fetch. Then we need request plus channel name will give me all the information. I don't think it needs anything else, does it? Doesn't need any more. Nope, doesn't need anything more passed to it. It's just passed directly within the address that it goes to, which is nice. Cool beans. And then it's just a question of what it comes back as. So it has, in the fetch, there's URL method, there's a method of which method to use. Defaults to get, that's fine. Data can be none. A byte string of data to send with a request. If not none, then just JSON. Content type is whatever. Result, the type of process. I think it should be fine. What does it return as? Does it say what it returns as? Doesn't seem to say. Then there's headers that can send with it as well. That's all fun stuff. I will need to cross-reference this with the Gacha Game project, because that's where I'm drawing most of my experience with this from. So I'll probably end up like replacing this with more code from the Gacha Game. But I think this should be fine on its own, right? So for For datum and result, renpy dot say none result. We'll set that to be a string, just to be very explicit. Cool beans. So then we do this. I don't need this lines, so then I just do API test dot function call. So this should actually return information about my channel according to Twitch Tracker. Let's give this a shot. Let's see if it actually freaking works. Expected statement. Okay, we forgot the $sign to indicate that this is a Python function. That's fine. Well, it runs, which is good. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Yep, here we go. There we go. Look at that. Jam 2 testing. Well, I mean, like it's slightly behind me, but still. Right, if we start it. It fails. API test. Name API test is not defined. Well, balls. Right, that's fine. I know what the problem is there. It's because this needs to be an init block as well. Init Python. That should work, right? Although I think we might need to move this after the init block, just so that the game doesn't complain about it. Run again. Start. Well, it's shown information, but it's not actually giving us anything to work with, which is not great. We've got an error, which is nice. Unknown text tag. Oh, right. Okay, that's fun. Right. Okay, that's good. This is okay. It's not ideal. There was an error. It's because it's trying to print out a dictionary. So it actually came through as a dictionary. Maybe I should. Let's see. renpy dot say none type result. We might need to use like djsonify, because I think it is sent as a JSON format, and we might need to actually parse that slightly, but this is fine. What does it say? This posts. This gets news. renpy.fetch result equals text. Result lets us specify how to process the result. If bytes, it returns the raw bytes of the result. If text, decodes the result using UTF-8 and returns a Unicode string. If JSON, decodes the result as JSON. Okay, so it must need to go JSON then. Let's see. JSON data to Python dictionary. There's a way to do this because I've done it before. JSON.load. So we need to import JSON. Which should come with. That should be fine. Then it's JSON.load. So we've got JSON string, then JSON.load. Okay, that's fine. We can work with that. So that's Jason. Let me see it. JSON.loads renpy.fetch request plus channel name in JSON format. Right, okay. And then for each entry, we print the information. Right, okay, this should now work. I mean, I say it should, it probably won't. Yeah, there we go. Can't import JSON because it's not inside the init block. That's fine. Totally fine. Right, it runs this time. JSON has no attribute upper. Excuse me. Excuse me. Self.score. Where's upper? Raise content. Exports. What? Fetch error JSON. Module JSON has no attribute upper. What are you talking about? What are you talking about though? I have no clue. I have no understanding. No understanding. Right, what is going on here? Right, it gives us the result. JSON that loads. Not giving me any information, which is kind of annoying. I mean, it's not disputing the fact that the JSON exists. So it is running it. It's getting down to line 12. So it has imported JSON.loads. I'm gonna try and get it to do something else first. See what it'll do. Cannot access local variable result where it is not associated with a value. Oh, right, okay, I've done that wrong. So the problem with JSON loads. Right, that's fine. He knows about the loads. Totally fine. See, this is why it's important to do a little bit of testing beforehand, just to see how feasible something is. JSON has no attribute upper. What's this raise content? And fetch. renpy.fetch. The hell. Starry-eyed Ava, good to see you, Ava. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. What are we jamming on this time? We're not currently jamming. We're just doing some testing ahead of the next jam. My hope is, with the next one, we are going to be getting this to, yeah, we're going to be getting this to actually make a server-based game. I'm getting bloody greedy here. We're going to be making a game with some server connectivity going on, is the hope. And for that, I need to get it to actually send and receive requests. And we're struggling to get started on that. Well, we're not struggling to. We're testing what we need to do to get it to do that. And right now, for some reason, there's a problem with the fetch function. JSON module has no attribute upper for some reason. Which is fun. Do you have one you're going to sign up for? Nah. Solo jamming again. I do know there's one by Pirate Software that's ongoing, but I've not looked into it for a while. And I don't know if it's going to be like thematically aligned with what I'm wanting to do. So yeah, no. I'm gonna be boring and I'm just gonna solo jam. Although not full solo jam. This time I am actually going to be doing this as a mini collaboration. The musician who produced the BGM that you're currently listening to is going to be contributing some of their efforts towards this game. It's gonna be fun. So I did my own jam last time. Yeah, it was my own jam last time. And this time. Though maybe we'll rope more people into it. Listen, I don't work well on other people's schedules. I work well on my own schedule. I'm bad at team playing. Maybe we'll be able to fix this at some point. We'll see. Right, why is this failing? Fetch exports.py and fetch raise content type ignore. Module JSON has no attribute upper. What the hell? Oh wait, I know what it is. This will need to be in braces, won't it? Bet you it needs to be in braces. I bet you it does. Or does it need to be more explicit? Yeah, because that's looking at method. Oh, right, okay. So it's got to be a result. Right, okay, that's fine. Right. Right, I bet you that was the problem. I bet you that was the problem. We've solved it now. I understand that too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's good. It's not immediately crashed. When I quit though, it'll probably give me an error. Probably. I don't know what it's done. I mean, it's given me the information that I've been looking for. Like, it's given me traceback. Log. Is that a log? It's a regular one though, that's fine. Is it like an errors or something? Oh wait, it's gonna be over here, isn't it? Is it? I wonder. I mean, that time it didn't fail. It's just struggling on this save function here. Oh, it might be... Oh, right, it might be this, actually. String type result instead. That's probably it, right? Yeah, it's not saying nothing. They ain't talking. They are not talking. They are not happy. I mean, we're getting the information. I did get the information. What if I just say text? I think there's a problem with this line as well. No, it's freezing. Where's the issue, though? Where's the problem? Like, we're doing this, we're running API tests. It runs, and it says, right, fetch the information, then see what the information is. Maybe I'll just try again. Ren pi.say, not sha, .say. Oh. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right, maybe it'll actually give us something now. Nope, it's just, well, it's not freezing because it's letting me open the menu. It's just failing to say anything, which is interesting. What more can we learn from this? Why is this not working? There's a problem with the save function by the looks of it. It's not saying anything. Define API test. We run API test down here and it's not working. So what happens if we try and get it to say something down here then? Don't forget to set it as Python function calls. Is it the none? Is it the none that's not working? And maybe the none's not working. I don't think it is. Yeah, no, it's working. Just for some reason this function seems to fail. Which may be because I'm failing to set this up properly. Python includes the requests library, but doesn't integrate as well as... Ooh, wait, requests? Hold on, I can work with requests. RenPy will call renpy.pause to wait for data while requests will block, which could lead to problems like audio stalling. Ah. So they're just sending and waiting for information. Is that the problem? Is that the problem? Let's see. Better research. RenPy. Freezing during. What's it called? RenPy.fetch call. Maybe it is just failing to get information. Let's see. Want to use renpy.fetch. That's got a funky error. That's not related to me. Yeah, that's not really giving me much to work with. Reddit. That's Reddit freezing. See, this is why it's good to do this test, just so that we can figure out what's wrong. Definitely a GET request. Why does it take so long though? What happens if I just go to the website? Have I just failed to set something up properly? I might have. But it's not really explaining that there's something I'm missing. News equals renpy.fetch data. And yeah, you can just send things over. It doesn't say, yeah, you need to set it up a certain way. It just runs? Or am I missing something? RenPy HTTP There is a way to get this to work. Calling an API from RenPy. Live service visual novel. No. HTTPS updater can automatically download and install updates to a RenPy game from a web host. That's very fun. Rather. Not what I want it to do, but still very fun. Wait, hold on. Why is there a matrix option? No way. Oh wait, no, that's not what I was hoping for, sadly. There is a matrix, but it's a 4D matrix, which is a shame. Right, it's fine. Fetch. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Hold on. We need to test something else. What am I thinking? Just to test if the command actually works. Is there a command line tool here? A command line tool in this would be incredibly helpful. Did I not have one? I think I did at some point. Yeah, there we go, terminal. Right, hold on. So what do I need? Curl dash x get just tell me that what I'm getting is right. Parameters not correct. X post indicates you wish to create a custom request method as opposed to the default get request. Oh right, okay, so that's fine. So right, so that's just hanging. Why is that hanging? We don't want it to hang. We want it to do the opposite of hang. Is it the capitalization that's the problem? Could it possibly be as simple as capitalization? I doubt it. I need to check. No, it just hangs. It does not actually get a response from this. Frustrating, but good to know. This suggests that it's not actually me that's a problem. What if I do the game summary instead? Cancel. Does nothing. Right, is there another simple API test I can do? Because for some reason it looks like Twitch Tracker just hates me. Let's see. No, that's not what I want to use. No, I want to test my function. Give me something I can work with. JSON placeholder? Is that a thing I can use? Right, can I get this to give me... Oh, it gave me a response. Hold on. It took a while, but I got it. Okay, it does work. It just takes a long freaking time. I mean, it makes sense because it is a server, but my goodness, it takes a while. That's a bit frustrating, actually. Okay. But that's good news. That means it does work. It's just that the service that I was using is bloody slow. Right, that's fine. That is totally fine and workable. Okay, this is good. This is good. So that means all I have to do is be patient. Oh god, I'm screwed. Oh my goodness, I'm so impatient. I'm so impatient. Right, okay. So we run this. Let's actually give it a little shot. We'll just do this. Test before. Nothing happens. We wait. It'll come up with something in a little bit. This is good. This is very good. This means, yeah, there we go. Test before. Then I click and then it crashes. Why does it crash? Error occurred. Unknown text tag. That's because there is text in there that probably shouldn't be in there. That's fine. Right, that's fine. This is completely fine. I can live with this. The good news is I do know that this will work. But it might be good to actually break this out a little bit more. So we've got result is that. Let's make it JSON. That's fine. Test before. Let's close that out. For datum and result, we say what the result is. That's fine. We'll get rid of those tests before and after because they're not necessary anymore. Right, let's give this a shot. So this should just say what every individual one is. Just give it some time. Give it a little bit of time and it'll tell me what I want to know. Teach me all your secrets. It just crashed. Great. Exception unknown text tag. Right, I'm definitely just working wrong here. So yeah, nested JSON object to dictionary. So it's convert nested JSON into a Python dictionary. For JSON data, we use the same JSON file used in the above example. Okay. But it's not a file, so we've got JSON string to dictionary. Okay, we got a JSON string. That's what we got here. This gets me a JSON string. So then it's JSON dot loads, right? Okay. Result. Wait, that's this, isn't it? JSON.loads, JSON string. Yeah, so if I uncomment this and recomment this, that should now be us, right? Surely. Crashed. JSON module has no attribute upper. Despite the fact that that's weird. That's very weird. Okay. But it's still not working. This is going to be depth is going to be JSON.loads result. And then we want to do JSON depth. Oh right, I'm okay. I'm printing this entirely wrong. Okay, this is fine. For datum and result, print datum. Yeah, I was printing the whole thing every time. That's not what we wanted. That's not what we wanted. Right, this is fine. I'm just incredibly clever, is what the problem is. Totally fine. Right, work now. It runs, it searches, we wait for the information to be returned. Doesn't crash immediately, which is a good turn. And then the JSON object must be string bytes or byte array, not dect. Okay, so it comes back as a dect already, does it? Okay, that's interesting. So it's already a dect. Let's see, what about JSON dect to Python? Come on. I'm very glad we're doing this now instead of on, you know, Sunday. I'd be very annoyed if I was doing this on Sunday. Okay, so that's fine. Listen, I just want to convert it. Python dictionary to JSON, that's fine. Put data into JSON, that's completely. I don't care. I don't care less. Really. I just want to write a JSON file with Python. No, not what I want. Reading JSON with Python, lovely. Loads is for strings, bytes, or byte arrays. JSON.load deserializes a text file or binary file. Okay, so it is just JSON.loads what we want to do. And this is already present in your Python program. So it's a dect already. So what if I just, hold on. What if I just say for datum and result, close that out, try this. Takes a little while because we're, you know, making yet another request. Gonna ban my IP, aren't they? Still, oh, here we go. I mean, that's it. That's the information. That's the information that I needed. Right, this is good. That's good. Okay, this is really good. So it's string.datum result datum. We can make this a quote, make it an F string, make these actual references. Okay, right, okay. We're piecing things together. I'm feeling very good about this, actually, like, holy crap. Right, takes a little while to check. This will be an interesting thing, actually. This will be something that I'm gonna actually have to factor in. The lag. Right, so here we go. So yeah, what I'm actually looking up is my stats according to Twitch Tracker. Apparently, this last month I have streamed for 3,808 minutes, 10 average viewers, which is pretty good if you ask me. Max viewers 38, 648 hours watched, 19 followers gain, total followers 694. I'm not at 694, am I? Am I? That feels weird. I think it's true. Anyway, it works! Excellent. Okay, we have figured this out. That's really good. I can now use Python in RenPy to send requests for information. I can also use it to send requests containing information. Although I will actually explore that a little bit more next time. It looks like Python's actually quite nice to just receive a JSON. It's quite happy to receive a JSON dictionary and then just like work with the dictionary. So that's totally fine. So that's very good. Okay, that is incredibly useful. That is incredibly handy. I feel very good about life right now. What I do want to do now is I want to be able to change some GUI information. So I want to be able to make a table that can actually print and display this information instead of saying it. So I don't want to say the information. I want to put the information somewhere. So let's see if we can do this as well. Like, we might as well do it in the same place. So let's see. Let's actually, well, first of all, let's close all these tabs of me searching frantically for information that was probably not forthcoming. And let's get some more music on, because I need to listen to more music. Let's see, RenPy. Display grid. Screens and screen language, how do I grid? Screen language, VBox, oh. So, we've got a screen in VBox there. Vertical box and spacing inside the box of 10 pixels, 2 text fields, one with the name of the speaker and one without. Okay, that's fine. Screen statement, user interface statement, table, input, that's text information, that is not what I wanted, but there are also multiple options. Immutable string, not immutable, unpredictable, tablet, unpredictable, editable, grid, I suppose. Grid, position displayables in the corner or centers of a grid. VP grid, viewport grid. Ooh, hold on. Hold on, we got options here. So we got a grid. This displays its children in a grid. Each child is given an area of the same size of the largest child. Okay. Takes 2 parameters, the number of columns, then second is the number of rows. So we want, let's see. For this, we are gonna want to leave the init block, screen, test grid, and we'll just grab a bunch of this information. Test grid. So then we do grid We'll do 2 by... How much information is there again? Hold on. Hold on. View terminal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 information. So 2 by 7. Two columns, 7 rows. Which is fine. So then, let's see. Grid style, position, common properties. Okay, that's fine. And then it puts these entries in. So text is going to be I really wish there was a way to do this with Python instead. Let's see. Create screen renpy screen Python statement equivalent. Because that would just make life a little bit easier. Screens in Python, okay. renpy call screen, current screen, get displayable, get screen docstring, hide, set focus, set screen variable, show screen, start predict screen, stop predict screen variant, UI adjustment, UI interact, actions. No, this isn't what I want. That's annoying. Let's have a look at another resource. Looks like it seems to really like defining screens using renpy instead of Python. I really wish I could define a screen using renpy. renpy define screen using Python. Screens in Python. Init Python. Oh right, okay, that's kind of handy. It supports defining screens in Python, of course. I should bloody hope so. Right, okay, let's see if we can do this instead. Yeah, I do love this, by the way. The fact that like you don't necessarily have to use just renpy when you're, you know, working with renpy. So let's see, def grid test. So I don't need to say who or what or keyword arguments. That's fine. So hold on, we can actually do this in here now I think about it. No, I do need to have it separate. That's fine. I can live with that. I can live with that. So grid test is here. UI.window. ID equals window, I suppose. Does need to be a quote. Oh. UI.window. ID is window. Example Python screen. UI functions. UI dot window. UI dot window takes a single child. They must be given that child. Use UI dot null if the child is missing. Okay, that's fine. So UI window is just window. Cool. Right. We can totally. Oh, sorry. I just realized that you can't actually see any of the things that I'm doing. Yeah, no. We're trying to define a grid using RenPy here. This is totally fine. So UI functions, UI dot table, isn't it? UI dot table, advanced GUI, grid. Yes, grid. UI dot G grid. Multiple children. Okay. They continue taking children until UI.close is called. So UI.grid. UI.grid. Do we have any of the information? Nope. UI.grid. Then you give it children. UI.grid. Nothing for it but to give it a shot, I suppose. This is totally fine. Right. So we need 2.7, I think. UI functions are Python equivalents of the screen language statements. For each screen language statement, there's a UI function with the same name. For example, UI.text corresponds to a text statement. Can we get an example? An example would be very nice. UI.window. No, that's fine. So it's in Python. It's just UI.whatever. Then it's the V box, there's a who box, and a what box. Right, that's fine. Okay, so we just need UI.text. And it goes in a certain order, top left, top right. So then we can just do this loop, by the way, for datum and result. Then oh, I've done this wrong. Hold on. Cut that, paste that. For datum and result, UI.text. Then we go that section here, so it's just going to be datum, then result datum. That should be that. Then once that's done, we call, where's it gone? Over here, UI.close, I think. So the UI function takes multiple children until UI.close is called. So then UI.close. This function is obsolete or outdated. Hold on. Yeah, okay, it's obsolete or outdated, so what's the equivalent now? Screen statements, not screen statements. And this is screens. So actions, values, and functions. Data actions. Cycle, increment, add to set, menu actions, file actions. Sync actions, audio, music. That's not what I want. Grid Python function displayables. Late displayables in a grid, columns, rows. First two position arguments the number of columns and rows in the grid, and can be followed by columns, since whatever. Layout boxes are displayables that lay out the children on the screen. They lay out children in a horizontal or vertical manner, or lay them out using a standard positioning algorithm. Box that fills the screen. Each box members about left to right, top to bottom. Red covers the screen. Do you wish there was more of an example? Position style properties and the spacing style property. So how do I get it to do it then? How do I get to do it then? That's not helpful. Layouts and grids, box layouts and grids, lots of grid. But there's no statement equivalent. Deprecated function? Yeah. And there's like no instructions on how to actually use it, which is really annoying. Python and RenPy, statement equivalents rather. Dialog, proxies, renpy.say, dialog window management, choice menus, displaying images, transitions, screens in Python, renpy call, get adjustment, get displayable, get screen, show screen, UI.adjustment, actions, bar values, input value, creator defined screen language statements. Creator defined displayables. Render, utility functions and classes, no. Model-based rendering, other functions and variables. Platform detection, memory profiling, renpy.random, SDL, HTTPS, which we just looked at. Creator defined statements. Nope. I'm struggling to find what I need here. I mean, this is good because I'd rather run into the problem now than, you know, in a couple of days. Screens and pythons. No matches for grid. Where are the matches for grid? Change log. Displayables. Screens and screen language. Style properties. BP grid? Viewport grid. Only the children being displayed within the viewport are rendered. Okay, that's good for like a scrollable thingamajiggy. I'll keep that up. Displayables I've looked at already. But it doesn't say how to define it within RenPy, which is annoying. UI.window though. It looks like it doesn't actually care about where it's actually put. Which is interesting. Most functions in the UI namespace are deprecated, right? Okay. Contains older functions and classes used to display user interface elements. With the exception of UI.adjustment interact calls in new context and UI invokes new context. These functions are obsolete and replaced with what? What are they replaced with? Tell me what they're replaced with. What is the replacement? Oh my god. Right, okay, there's gotta be something. What's it replaced with? UI. Variable and namespaces. Right, okay, there's gotta be something here. Yes, I understand that they're deprecated. However, what do I replace it with? This is so annoying. There's a GUI namespace now. Variables only match within the default GUI system and may not be used if you replace it. Default GUI system. Options. Customization. Choice menus, overlaying. Colors, font sizes. Borders. Buttons. Save slot buttons. Sliders. Scroll bars. Bars. Step and notify dialog. History. NVL. Text. Advanced customization. Screens. Total GUI replacement. Oh, there's a that save slot rows. Six 5-1. 6.5 5.1 grids. Come on, give me the information. Seriously, would it really hurt you so much? .5.1, never mind. GUI customization run. Displayables, grid. Okay. Layout boxes and grids. Is it just python.grid? Could it be? Grid to 7. Grid layout displayables than this. Must be followed by columns times rows positional arguments given the displayables that follow. Apparently that's it. Apparently that's all we had to do. Apparently that's it. Wonderful. And then we can set window equals ID window. Are you happy? I don't know how happy it is. We also want you to use UI.close, which is helpful. Right, hold on. We got this. So cut that, paste there. So now we should be able to change this with just text. Text is a displayable that displays text on the screen. Is that it? Is that all? Is window anything? Do I even need window? I'm gonna remove window. Right, let's test this. So we've got the grid test. Now within this, there's something we need to do to be able to create a screen. How do we do that? Screen functions. Where's the define screen? That's all gets, that's hide, that's set. Oh, set, hold on, where was that? Set screen, no. There's UI.interact, which is a lie. You don't do anything anymore, do ya? You don't. Screen name causes the interaction to appear. Statement equivalent. RenPy.choice. RenPy display menu. Pause. Layered image. Offer screen language. Screen statement. There's no mention of the If the first line of a screen is a Python string, it is used as the doc string for the screen. That's helpful. User interface statements. I really wish there was better explanation of these things from here. So how do I define a screen? I mean, I'm pretty sure I can just do screen grid test. Does that work? Doesn't seem to not work. Can I just pass result to grid test? Grid test result. Will that work? Or am I insane? I might be insane. Right, it's just completed at line 36. That's fine, because that's the old method, which we're not worried about, so we can hide that. I'm not above using a mix of Python and RenPy if I have to run. It's going to take a little second, but what's going to happen when it's done getting the information? That's what I want to know. It crashes! Cannot display 145945 as text. Because it's a number. That's fine. So we just specify that it is in fact a number, or rather a string. So where's that gone? Specify that those are in fact strings, and that it should chill the feck out. But this looks like it may work. This looks like it may actually work. In which case I'm going to be very happy with life. So the only thing holding us back is how slow the flip. The flip happened there. Oh, right, because it's showing the screen, but it doesn't have a stay statement to help it. Right, okay, hold on. Say, rather, RenPy dot say none, and then grid test. Now, hopefully, that won't actually just, you know, completely screw us over. Give me the information! Teach me your secrets! Please work. It kind of works. I mean, it gets the information, but it doesn't actually display it. Screen grid test result. Maybe try that. Come on, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Just work. Failed. Right, okay, more information required. RenPy show grid. Come on, give me something. How do I grid? There's a good question. Oh, that's from forever ago. What are grids and how do you use them? From 4 years ago. RenPy documentation, which is just the old information, which is kind of annoying. Can I just use that instead? Right, hold on. So we define the grid here. If I do this, so for I want to change the information that's in here though. Oh wait, then I can just do, wait, hold on. Because like, what's stopping me from, hold on. Hold the flip on. I can just return result. So result is going to be API test, which is totally fine. And then for datum and result, text, strength datum, text, result datum. And make sure that's a string as well. This accepts F string. Is it not? I don't know if this is going to accept an F string. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very sad. Although granted, I can probably just remove this entirely because that's going to be explicitly a string anyway, so that should work, right? So then hide that. Runs the API test for each one, then it fills up the grid. Grid has done its thing. Then we do renpy.setGrid test. Then we just run the API test. Except we don't want to run the API test, we want to do the grid test. Test grid. This is gonna work. Also, bad luck, but get banned. Right, I believe we got an error. Expected a keyword argument colon or end of line. That is not what I was led to believe. Oh right, it's because there's a comma. We don't need the comma. Error! Yeah, it was an error. A very slight one. Totally fine. Renpy.say, because we didn't set this to be a Python statement. That's fine. Come on, I believe. Nope, error. Test grid is not defined. Line 74. 74's down here, test grid. Oh, right, so I have to actually say screen. Test grid. And it's not a function call, it's just a screen that we see. Which is totally fine. So now launch and don't crash. Taking a second, I think it's retrieving the information before it shows anything. This is fine, I think. I hope. Hopefully. Yeah, I feel like it's... I mean, it's taking a little second. It does take a little second. Granted. And yet, it definitely seems to be doing nothing. Let's take this line here. Put this down here. Maybe it's just like immediately looping down. Okay, so we've got the grid test, but it's also not displaying any information. It just takes us directly to there. And yet test grid has been defined. It gets us information, or it should be. I don't know how I feel about this. Grid style property. Oh right, it must just be defined ahead of time. Spacing, 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 fit style, fit first fit, margin style, box style, bar style. Nope. Let's see, RenPy. Displaying information in a grid. Come on, give me it. Give me what I need to know. So we've got a grid. For I and whatever, new loop for 6. There's like an itch.io file and it's just like no useful info. It's not an image, I just want text data. RenPy displaying data in a grid. Is it a VP grid? No. Data grid. I don't want a grid map. I don't want a snap to grid system. I just want to display data. Display text grid. Maybe in this one. That's not it. UI, inputs, preferences, screen definitions and actions. Maybe screen statement creates a new screen. This is really frustrating. Friend pie text table. Creating a formatted table. Create a scene, a screen, and assign a grid. And the internal data through the variables, what's changing are through the text to see the training ripping that goes in the launcher. What the hell? You can use VBoxes and set up each column, or maybe use VP grid. Why can't I just use a grid? Something like... I mean, it's still nothing. You have to use screens, but there's no tabular formatting built into RenPy. That's ridiculous. I mean, the thing is, there is a grid. Like, you can do a grid. Also, good to see you, by the way, Air Level 27. Do appreciate the info. I have a screen. I have a grid. And I'm putting text children into the grid. And yet it's not displaying the information, or rather it's not like searching for the information. Like, it should be checking before it goes to it. Which is weird to me. I don't understand why it's not doing this. Or maybe it is and I'm just being impatient again. I might just be being impatient again. I might just be being impatient. I'm very good at being impatient. Hold on. Because, like, if I launch the project here, and I start, it comes up here, but it's still waiting on getting the information that it needs to put things into the table, right? Because I'm being a genius in pulling it from an API, instead of just, you know, putting the information somewhere. Actually, why am I doing that? Why am I jumping through so many extra hoops? Hello, Cheapy Phoenix, good to see you. And Dwagon as well. Dwagon, Chibi, thank you so much for the raids. Hugely appreciated. You're arrived at an interesting time. You're watching me bash my head against a brick wall. I'm not very clever today. I'm not feeling very clever. What were you up to, by the way? You're doing some Night Rain. Oh, very good. I hope you were enjoying yourselves. I haven't got around to Night Rain myself. Yes, hopefully you're doing good. We did the same. Yeah, I guessed as much. I hope you've been enjoying yourself. I hope you've been having some fun. I do hope so. But yes, welcome, readers. For those who may be unfamiliar with me, I am Melanie. I am... well, madness is definitely increasing. Madness is definitely increasing. I am preparing for Game Jam 2. We're going to be doing Game Jam 2 starting on what day? We're going to be doing Game Jam 2 on Saturday, actually. No, Sunday. Sunday it begins. Sorry. Because yeah, I want to do another Game Jam because we had so much fun in the last one. And I'm just doing some testing of it just now because I want to make sure that I can actually do some of the tricky things that I want to do when the time comes. So yeah, what we've done so far is we've done a little test that allows me to get information from an API online, so I can actually send some HTTP requests to get information from the server and what have you. because I do want this to be a server-based game this time around, not just a visual novel. And also, I have been trying to figure out ways to get information to show on screen in a pretty way. And so far that is going interestingly, right? This time we've actually got a dictionary to work with from the start. That's helpful. Let's see if this works. Also, by the way, Chibi and Dwagon, if you do need to get some food, get some water, get some rest, please do so. No doubt you were streaming for a while, and Night Rain is not exactly the most relaxing of games. Right, that's interesting. This isn't working. And I don't understand why not. Maybe if I put the definition of result outside the definition of the grid, it'll be happy. Because then it's defined before the grid is. Maybe. That may work. But yes, thank you so much for the raid. I hope everybody's had a lovely time. Why is this not working? Do I need to set an area? Set a size? Like, I don't get why the grid's not working. Create a screen, assign a grid. I've done that. I've done that, so why can't I grid? I've done that. Have I not? I feel like I have. Ren'Py table on itch. That could be helpful. Yeah, this is a bit of a weird and frustrating one. We're just trying to get Ren'Py to work the way that I want it to, because I'm jumping through hoops. Having getting some very good suggestions, by the way. Our level 27 has been quite kind in suggesting I use screens, which I am looking at. It's just a question of how. How do I do this? What's the answer? Gotta be something. Are links allowed? I don't think they're allowed by default. There's a forum post similar. Is that the generating a formatted table one by NewbieMate? If it's not, let me have a look. Or rather, I will have a look. If you send the link, it probably won't ban you immediately, and if it does, I'll unban you. I'll be able to see the link anyway. Yep, there's a link. Right, having a look. That's great. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I don't think you'll have been banned. It's just angry at you, which is fine. Yes, I see the link. Okay, right. Let's have a look. Look closer then. These are from 2012. Yep. So this links to something that I've looked at already, which is the grid thing. Sample and screen language documentation I've done. Fun but annoying. You have to have something that fills each space. If you don't, you get an error. I mean, I think it's a good lead. I'm just reading through it just now. Grid 2, 3. How do I grid? Using range/len to fill out empty grid squares. That's helpful. I set the number of rows and columns as variables, yes. But I mean, I've done this. I mean, I'm just putting it as text, but I mean, it's fine with text. It's fine with text. I've just added text. Text. I mean, I'm using a for loop to define it. But like, it can use for loops. I've just confirmed that. For iron items, text button, whatever title is whatever plus whatever. So... Oh wait, is it that I don't have this capitalized? It may be that I don't have this capitalized. Hold on, is that the problem? I think that's the problem. I didn't have it capitalized, so it was adding things, but it wasn't actually doing things. Does grid need to be capitalized as well? Yep, looks like it. It might do. It might complain now because it's maybe not supposed to be capitalized. Yes, it's not meant to be capitalized. Right, so we'll have grid be not capitalized. We'll leave the other ones capitalized. Yeah, text is not a keyword. So lowercase t's. Got result here. Got the data, we've got the numbers. Oh wait, is that the error? Or rather, is that another error that I had to catch? This won't work, will it? No, just. Oh, I mean, it's still. No, it's not still looking. This is showing the screen, isn't it? So we've got this here. Test grid, which is a function. Right, we've got test grid here. Also, Angry Dragon, thank you for the subscription. 47 months. Hugely appreciated. Thank you so much. So yeah, we've got test grid. We should. Wait, do I need to do show? Is it show? Yup. So bad at Ren'Py. You're getting no idea. Screen language. Prediction, don't care. Almost 4 years, yeah. Crazy amount of time. Time really does fly. Language, label, control flow. Styles, screens and screen language. That's for defining the screens. Oh, here's the thing that says how you get to a screen. This is super basic stuff. Yeah, because screen itself is a definition, so I think it's... Is it scene? It shows background room. Yeah, it's scene. So test grid. That should work now, right? I bet you that's all it was. So it doesn't show anything now. We are in test grid. And it says grid test, but it's not actually showing the grid. Why would it? Hangry and sweaty? Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Get some food. Get some food in you, Dragon. Get you a little bit of sugar as well. Gotta eat and take a shower, and yeah, get a good shower as well. Hopefully get some good rest. Yeah, wish me luck. I hope I don't take too much longer with this. I don't want to be up for, another 2 hours. I'm rather tired. But if I can get this to work, then I'll be really happy, because it means I can make some good progress. Anyway, Dragon, you take it easy. Rest well. Thank you so much again for the raid. And for the sub. Take care. Scene background, room, scene test grid. So it does take it to the scene, or the screen, but for some reason it doesn't print as the data. For some reason. I joined you in the crippled gang. Did you injure yourself? You fell down the stairs? Oh my god. That is not good. I think that's worse than what I had to run with. Like, I just hurt my ankle. You bruises all over. Sorry to hear it. Hopefully you're feeling better soon. How's my ankle doing? Still a bit sore, actually, but doing a lot better than it used to be. But yeah, no, Dragon, take care. Yeah. Like, you realize more and more as time goes on, you definitely don't want to Definitely don't want to injure yourself. It's not worth it. No matter how little time you think you have, no matter how much pressure you're under, your health is the most important thing. Do take care. Do be good to yourself. Just my ankle remains though. It's not too bad, but I can't walk. Well, ooh, yeah, no, that's ankles are super delicate. But yeah, no. You take care, Dragon. You get some good rest. Keep it raised as well if it's especially if it's bruised. See if you've got like a long, like horizontal bruise, like along your ankle. You definitely aren't keeping your ankle raised enough. It's going to take longer to heal. Rest it. Important. But no, yeah. I'm not doing too bad. Thank you very much, Dragon. Right, how do I get this to work? Set the values before showing the grid. Okay. So we've got the values. End result is set here. Then we define the grid. Grid, columns, number, rows, number. Yeah. Set them before showing the grid. Yeah, okay, so screen is here. They're using an H box. Does the grid have to be in an H box? It might need to be in an H box. Okay, that I can work with. Hold on. This might not matter. But if it does, I'll be somewhat annoyed, to be honest, but it's still going to be helpful. Right. Sorry, you can't see anything again. My bad. Right. Work. Still not working. It's still not working. What is this madness? Why is this ridiculous thing not working? I just want to put text on the screen in a grid pattern. It's in an H box. It's in an H box. It's a grid. We've already defined what the data is. And then we say exactly what the information should be. What if we make it a text button? No, because then it's going to want an action, isn't it? Text button. That's the information. And then action, none. Will that do? Maybe? Set the grid to 2 columns and 7 rows, but I only see text twice. Text is done twice, but there's a for loop. There's a for loop going on. So this is going to loop 7 times for each of those 2, so there will be 14 total. If it weren't working, then it would complain, but it's not. At least I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that there are enough information. Right, this is not effective block. I've missed a colon, that's fine. Right here. Yeah, the for loop runs 7 times, so it should display the information, and yet it doesn't. It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? I don't understand why it's not working. The data's there. It's not the for loop because the for loop's fine. The number of columns isn't the problem. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Right, it's not a problem with it being a text button, so let's just remove this, because it's just gonna confuse me. Well, not really confuse me, but it's more than is necessary. When did you get turned into a text? Please work. Nope. We're on the right screen, so the screen does exist, it has been defined. Grid test just doesn't give me the right information. I just use result. No. Scene test grid. Why isn't this working? Is it? It couldn't be the font color. Could it? The font color is just the same as the background. I don't think so. The font should be white, and then it's like a, you know. There's black. Maybe let's try and just make one button appear first. Screen test. Image, rather text button. Button. Action none. Scene test. This will just be a scene test. We're literally going to first bloody principles here. Action equals not. Action equals not. I thought it didn't need an action. Oh, right, because it doesn't need to be an equals. So just action none. Right, come on, we can do this. We've got scene test, it says test. That wasn't a button though. The screen's just not working. It's plain not working. Scene grid, test grid, whatever. HBox test. Right, okay. Can we try this? try HBox test, just so that I can do something. Please work. I just want it to show 2 buttons. That's not even 2 buttons, 2 bits of text. It's not working! HBox test is just not plain working. None of this is work. What the hell? UI elements are just not appearing. Have they changed how this works or something? Wait, do we need the window? The screen contains a window which should be given the ID of window. What's the data type of datum? It's just a string. Like it's literally just trying to print a string. That's it. I mean, like, nobody else had to do this, so why is that necessary? Why would that be necessary? It's just plain not working. It's just plain not working. Are you sure? Yes. Run a typo on it, sure. I mean, I could... Right, so this is in test grid. It's very hard to test here. Hold on, can I just do? I don't think this is gonna work. Renpy dot say none datum dot type. Is it dot type? String type datum. Should work. And result? Yeah. In that case, one's an F string. Also, result is a dictionary. Result is this dictionary right here, so I don't need to check that. And the datum is going to be the entries in the dictionary. Like, I've hard-coded this for now just because we're testing and because it's not working. I don't need to check this. It's literally just strings for key value. And result.items. I mean, this worked before, is the weird thing. This worked before, though. Also, yeah, this is gonna need to be string. String value. Give it a shot. Grid test does nothing. Literally zip zilch nada. Which makes no sense because all the information's there and it's just not taking it. I mean, I definitely appreciate the input because, you know, making me test some things that I'm not doing quite explicitly. Double check my working. You don't need the HBox? Yeah, I don't think I need the HBox either. And yet, still not working. Never built with Renpy, just trying to poke and prod. Yeah. No, I added the HBox when it wasn't working before. Still nothing. Still nothing. Like, none of the screens that I'm working. I've added a text button to one of them. I've added literally just a window with some text in it. And it's not added it. None of it. None of it. I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. Like, I can't even do it explicit. Is it just that... Not that I'm missing these. So that's a screen, it's a test screen. When it shows, it should do that, but it doesn't. We're talking about Nunavut. What's Nunavut? What is Nunavut? This is some weird TV thing, isn't it? Canada? The northernmost territory? Didn't even know it existed. You've lost me, TV. You've long since lost me. I am so stunned. It's not even 30 years old. Weird. Why is it not working? This is kinda crazy. Did you string key as well? Yes, I did. It doesn't need to be string because it's already a string. They're dictionary and dictionary keys. They have to be strings. Otherwise, you can't define a dictionary. Good thought, though. But it doesn't seem to want to work. And I don't get why. Let's see. RenPy custom screens not displaying. Someone else must have run into this problem. Screen won't show up on Reddit. Come on. You have to show or call. Are you telling me I have to show it? Show or call? I did seen. Ugh, whatever. Right. We'll just show. If this works, I'm gonna be so annoyed. If this actually works, I'm gonna be so annoyed. We'll do a little hide after. Hbox test. Hide test. Hide test. Oh. Test grid. Right, come on. That's time. That's time. That's time. Hbox test. Test. Test grid. That's not it. Screens can place everywhere. But you need to do show. Okay, hold on. Show screen. Hide screen. Show screen. Hide screen. Show screen. Hide screen. Right, will this work? Please work. left, right, scene test. Wait, hold on. Excellent! Excellent! Okay, we did just had to do that. Oh my god. That was much more frustrating than it felt like it had to be. Thank you for the follow, by the way, our level. Do appreciate that. But feck yes, it's bloody working. I am now happy with life. I am allowed to be happy. Right, okay. Yeah, in case it wasn't clear, working with UI stuff is going to be kind of important for this this jam. So being able to have this, even this basic level of UI stuff down today, means that when we actually start the jam on Sunday, I'll have a much easier time. I'll have a much easier time with it. Oh my goodness me. RenPy is not just a Python library, it seems like it's got some keywords and stuff. Yeah. Python is a game engine, primarily for making visual novels. It's very, very commonly used. Games from Doki Doki Literature Club to... What else has been done? What else has been done in it? Katawa Shoujo. Very, very popular for making visual novels. Very, very popular. And I love it. I do love it. So yeah, no, I'm gonna have to figure out quite a lot to get this stuff to work. Yeah, UI stuff is gonna be really important for this project. It's okay. Like as I mentioned for the previous game jam, and also in reference to this one, everyone that I do is going to be building on my knowledge in different ways and forcing me to learn new stuff at different times. So last one, it was a priority about getting a project finished, and as well as that, learning all the stuff that I had to do to get a project finished. And I did. I managed to complete a project, which was wonderful. It was very satisfying. This one, we need to learn more. I need to force myself to do more stuff. One of those things is UI. It's one of the things that I really struggled with, or rather, coming up with a better UI system would have made the previous game jam a lot better. It's one of the things I hoped to do for it that we didn't quite manage to achieve. So being able to do that this time around would be a very, very good idea. Actually, I would very much like to be able to do that. And this is a baby step on the way towards doing that. My God, was it frustrating, but we got there. We got there. That's all that matters. So yeah, I think with that, we have actually achieved quite a lot today. We're going to do one more little demo of this, because we don't need to have all this anymore. These RenPys don't say. I just want to do... Where's the one? It was... Not HBox. Test grid. But instead of defining it immediately, we're gonna get it from the API directly, is what we're gonna do. As much so that I can say I have done it as anything else, because it's kind of part of the whole thingamajigger. This is test grid. So where's test grid? There's test grid. Right, so now I launch project. We start. I don't know if it's frozen. Oh, it's frozen because it's currently loading the details for test grid, because it's defining it as the game starts up, which is fun. Which isn't great actually. But then it starts and it shows up. Lovely. So yes, we can pull the stuff directly from the API, which is very cool. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with this. So we have been able to do quite a bit today. Literally just testing, and most of that bashing my head against a brick wall. which has been a bit frustrating, to be entirely honest. But still, we got there in the end. Will this quit, please? I don't know why it's frozen so much. Close, please. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, no, this is mostly just been for testing. This has just been for testing. We have been able to confirm that we can use the RenPy fetch function to be able to fetch information from a web server, which is going to be essential for making this game. And we can also actually display information in a grid. I didn't expect displaying an information in a grid to take, you know, an hour 40 minutes or something. But we did it. We did it. And that's the important thing. Anyway, so we'll be calling the stream here because I'm a bit tired. Very bloody tired, actually. So let's talk about the plan for the next couple of days. So you'll probably want to do fetching on a different thread than the main game. Yay! That'll be another hurdle for another game. Another day. Yeah. Also, it mostly runs as slow as it does. Not because it's taking so long to process. It'd be good to have it on a separate thread anyway. But it's actually mostly just because it's taking the web server a long time to respond, because it's probably dealing with a lot of API calls. But still, yes. So, yeah. So the game jam itself, the proper game jam, it begins on Sunday. We're going to be starting a bit earlier than our normal streams. We're going to be starting at 4 PM UTC plus 0 on Sunday. And that's going to be the start of Game Jam 2. We'll be talking a bit about what my thoughts are, what I want to be implementing for the game, and how I want it to look, how I want it to feel, what I want to be able to do with it, aside from what I've teased already. We'll be talking about that on Sunday itself. Between then and now, I don't know how likely we are to be doing another stream. I don't think I'm going to be streaming on Saturday, just because I want to use Saturday as a kind of prep day for me. Because I'm going to have to do a lot of tidying, because my place is, to be quite honest, I've not quite been able to catch up with how much of a mess my place became after injuring myself a month ago. I've been able to do little bits, but the place still needs a little bit of attention. I also want to do some food prep so that I've got food ready so I can, you know, just focus on the game jam over the course of the next 2 weeks. And I also need some time to chill out. I need some time to catch up with some friends as well. So I don't think we'll be streaming on Saturday. I might stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be... Actually, reason why I didn't want to... Well, I wasn't going to be able to stream tomorrow is because tomorrow's a work night out, actually. We're doing like a work Christmas dinner thing. And I'm actually going along to it. Actually being sociable for once in my life. So, yeah, we'll... I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling when I get back. If I'm just completely tired, then I won't... I probably won't stream. But if I've got energy tomorrow, then I probably will stream. And then Saturday will probably just chill. But yeah, so that's the plan for the next couple of days. Big event to look forward to is Game Jam starting on Sunday. So if you are not already following, please do consider dropping a follow, because yeah, we've got another 2 weeks of the most fun experience I've had in my life so far. In my life so far. Okay, in my life so far? No. In my creative life? Definitely. Oh god, I love a sad life. So yeah, we're looking forward to that on Sunday. It's going to be 2 weeks, daily streams, no AI content, and custom music being composed by my BGM composer. He's going to be composing things for the game. I'm going to try and bully him into coming on to stream as well. Whether he actually will do or not depends on how much of a wuss he is. We'll see. But I will do my best to bully him to come on so that we can talk about the game. We can talk about music. Maybe you can hear some composition or testing live. That could be very fun. But yeah, it's a matter of bullying him to actually coming on stream. So we'll see what happens when the time comes, shall we? But yeah, anyway, with that all having been said, thank you so much everyone for coming along, whether you've been here from the start, you came along partway through. I appreciate all of the suggestions, advice, encouragement, support as ever. I'm just looking forward to get this thing done. Oh yeah, and of course I should mention, free game. The game will be released for free on itch.io before Christmas, so you'll be able to play it when it's done. And it'll be multiplayer. I'm aiming for it to be multiplayer. That's part of the intention for this. And when it is there, we're gonna play together. We're gonna have a little play session when it's done as part of the plan. We're gonna play the game together. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, we'll call things here. Yeah, special thank yous to Angry Dwagon and Chibi Phoenix for the raids, and to Dwagon for 47-month subscription. Thank you so much. And also to Air Level 27 for the follow. Hugely appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed your time here. I've appreciated you being here. I don't know if it sounded like I did, but I do. I do appreciate you being here. And I hope we can maybe catch you over the course of the game jam over the next 2 weeks. You'll get to see even more of me being terrible at programming. But with that having been said, I've been Melanie. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Be very good to yourselves, and I will see you all again very, very soon on Sunday. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, that's satisfaction. I mean, it's pain, don't get me wrong. Programming is pain when it doesn't work. But sometimes it does. And then I'm very happy. Who can we drop a raid on tonight? Who's live? We can drop a raid in on... question mark? I don't know. We're a little bit quiet today, actually. If there's any suggestions, please do drop. Let's raid... Let's raid Mia Misa. Another Scottish VTuber. Because why not? Anyway, take it easy, folks. Matane!